Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily Motion Cup. I'm Nathanias, and we're here on Belshire Vestige for the winners match between, well, these guys spawning in the top left position. As the red Protoss player from Team Evil Geniuses, he took a 2-0 victory over Nurchio. Can he continue his warpath? It is Evil Geniuses Oz. Dun dun dun. And his opponent, spawning in the bottom right, coming in at a... I was going to make a baseball joke, but I forgot anything about baseball. It's the welterweight champion, Polt. So, like I said, the winner of this best of three moves out of the group here into the Daily Motion Cup into the bracket stage, where they're going to join, well, a lot of really, really good StarCraft players. In case you guys happen to be into StarCraft, I'm just going to briefly go over the players that are already qualified for the bracket stage. Just a couple of no-names, mostly. You might have heard of MMA, Jaedong, San, Squirtle. Very good Korean StarCraft 2 players. As Oz puts his gateway in a rather interesting spot. This... I don't know, man. Protoss players, they just put these gateways all over the place like it's nobody's business. He's going for a fast double gas as well. There's potential for some weird proxy play, but Polt looks like he just wants to open up with a Reaper. So nothing unusual there. Now, if you're like, Nathan, what is at stake here? What's the cash money prize bling at? Well, first place for the bracket stage that begins in December is $4,000. Second place is $2,500, and third place is $1,000. But this probe has its eyes set on the gold. It's hiding under this tree. You could almost call it a shrubbery. But the Reaper, it'll be out soon. This SCV, man, Polt is a guy that doesn't die, and he's like, oh, I wonder if he saw that probe on his mini-map. There's the pylon. I don't know if Polt saw that. This Reaper might see it. Where's the Reaper queued up to go? Oh, Polt. This is, okay, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've casted a lot of StarCraft games, but this may actually be the ballsiest position I've ever seen a proxy Stargate. I feel like it has to be a Stargate, yeah. I mean, how do you not scout this? I'm sorry. I hate to be the, you know, a lot of people say some casters generate fake hype, but this is just, really? Okay, anyway. I mean, the Reaper shouldn't be able to kill this off. Worst comes to worst, he can build another pylon. But if Polt brings an SCV or two down to help with this, that's when things could get weird. This SCV is still watching the natural. He saw the gas in the main base. Yeah, he's going to have to build another pylon. It's still annoying. He's going to have so much invested out here, but I guess we'll have to see. I mean, he might even need a third pylon to make sure that this Oracle finishes. I don't actually know. I think the Oracle should finish. What? Oh, bad time to get supply block. Looks like he had to cancel or kill something. Finished another pylon in his main base? I don't know. I guess it was this pylon. But this one will die. He's supply blocked now, so he only gets this one Oracle. He's beginning to build another pylon back at home, and I guess he's just keeping this probe here for good measure. Now, Polt has gone straight up to 3 barracks, actually, and he's putting a bunker in his main base mineral line. So he's opting to say, hey, I don't need an engineering bay to hold off this proxy Oracle. I've got Marines, and there are the Marines. This Oracle shouldn't do too much. It's already lost enough shields that you know, people say Oracles can beat up to 6 Marines. Yeah, that number goes away once the Oracle takes shield damage. So 4 Marines are more than enough now, and that Oracle gets very low, but Oz will escape. And here's the Stalker here, just poking the natural expansion. He's taking some shots off of this command center. And of course, I mean, you know, teen-rated shots, because that's what this game's rated. But, yeah, these SCVs are actually somehow not dying, which is also really nice. The Oracle is just chilling back here behind the main. Could come in and do some damage later on. Polt is moving out with some of these Marines trying to grab this Stalker, but that will open the door. Thankfully, the Oracle doesn't have too much energy, or at least thankfully for Polt. And I think delaying this with the supply block that he caused by going after that pylon was really, really nice. The Nexus is halfway done, but the Reaper sees this, so I feel like Polt's got to be feeling comfortable. The robotics facility is being built back at home, but the tech is going to be super duper late for the Protoss player. This Oracle comes in, actually gets 5 kills because, you know, These things are really hard to kill. So he manages to make the Oracle somewhat worth it in the end anyway. As long as you don't lose the Oracle, it's really not that big of a deal. But this Stargate is 100% dead. So I don't know. This is going to be one of the most interesting Stargate positions ever that I'm just going to think about as far as proxy Stargates go. But the Nexus is on the way. It's about to complete for Oz. He's adding on 2 additional gateways behind his main base. And there's the robotics facility. So I'm wondering, does he go straight to Observer? Is there going to be a really quick Robo-Bay? I feel like Colossus push might almost be necessary. Look how much gas he has saved up. He's starting to open a few sentries, but the probe was there. Nothing yet. He has enough gas to get a sentry easily, so it's got to be Robo-Bay. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If he has this ratio of minerals to gas, like, observers are really, really easy to produce. So he could just go for a very quick Colossus timing to complement this Oracle, which is now sitting pretty at 6 kills. I don't know what else it killed, but it killed something. And thankfully for Polt, he still has his Reaper on the field. He still has access to information. And I think probably the more and more that we see StarCraft being played, people are just going to use these Reapers more and more for scouting in the later stages as well. But the Oracle's going to come in, and this Reaper's going to get domed, picked off. Very nice for Oz. Just eliminating everything that he can, really. As long as the Oracle stays alive, it is infinitely cost effective. As we do have this probe moving over towards the right side of the map, we should see there's the Colossus being chrono boosted, but he's got to wait for that pylon. So it's kind of like cock blocking yourself right there. But he does have pretty soon the resources to also start up the extended thermal lance, and there's a second chrono boost on that. So he canceled it. Okay, I'm not sure what he's doing with this. This is kind of interesting. He does have a lot of sentries. So I'm mostly waiting to see when he gets up his extended thermal lance. Okay, there it is. The Oracle still doing a really good job of just being active on the map. He's getting scouting information. And look at this. These SCVs building the barracks. He's like, yeah, let's just delay those barracks a little bit. Gets 2 more SCV kills, and the thing still gets away. Oracles are there. It's, you know what? Proxy Oracle isn't really a cheese anymore. It's just more of a normal opening, it seems, these days, because you can just get away with, you can do so much with it. It doesn't need to just kill the Terran player in order to win you games anymore. Just being able to get information. He sees this biome move out, and that does make things a bit interesting, because he'll have 1 Colossus to help deal with this. He has a second one on the way. Is this Colossus blocked? No. I don't believe it. What's it do? Oh, Oz, you need to move your Colossus. The Oracle's still trying to see if there's anything to harass in the main base, but almost dying. Very, very close to dying. Oz. What a weird game for Oz. This Colossus, he's got 2. Oz, what are your sentries doing? Where's the Photon Overcharge? There's the force fields to lock him out. It looks like he was hiding the Colossi. Now he's going to go for a push, I have to imagine. He's adding on 3 more gateways. He still has a pylon on the right side he can use to reinforce with his attack if he chooses to go for it. We could see an Envision get used, but nope, no Envision. And there go the Colossi. So I feel like he's a bit more worried about dealing with the actual Terran army. This factory is kind of like the Terran Oracle, right? Because, you know, it's not good for anything else. Just kind of sitting here waiting to see units leave. But how much will he see? Absolutely nothing. Now, Polt does have both watchtowers, so he should have an idea that this is coming. And there we go. Immediately sees the Colossi moving out across the map towards Polt's side of the field. This Bioforce is going to stim and run away. Polt does have a lot of supply on the map, but he needs to get, I think, at least a few more bunkers. Yeah, we see he's actually going to queue up 4 more bunkers. Polt is just going to go completely super turtle mode, pulling his head into the shell and trying to stop these proxy pylons, but no luck there. He's just going to try to load everything up and get out of here in these medevacs, but a few units get left behind. This sad Marauder. No, he's actually going to get the pylon. That is really, really nice and random. But here comes Oz. There's 5 bunkers, soon to be 5. A couple of them aren't done just yet, but now the Colossi bring the pressure, and he's turtling up. He's getting those additional Vikings. There's the force field, just trying to lock everything out right now. And with that stim, I don't know if Oz is going to be able to break Polt here. He's just going to try to go for it. There's more force fields. Only 2 Marauders in that bunker. Won't have too much defensive capabilities. Polt needs to get the rest of these bunkers loaded up with the SCVs to repair. The Vikings cannot get close enough to actually attack the Colossi yet. This is really good positioning on the Stalkers. Grabs another Viking kill. And here we have a ton more Zealots and Stalkers being warped in. Those Zealots with the tank ability going for the bunker. SCVs repaired as much as they could, but a few of them are going to get pinched off thanks to these force fields. Oz is actually running out of force fields. I don't think he has, he has none left. He needs to be very careful with how he chooses to take the rest of these engagements, because Polt's still just cranking out Vikings. He's got 3 on the field, 2 more coming out. But Polt has no mining really in this natural, barely any. Just the mules. And here come the rest of the Colossi. A few more force fields that are new do drop. He will be able to pick off at least, I think, some of these bunkers. The SCVs are there repairing. He needs to actually focus his fire on something. But the 3 Colossi are just such a pain to deal with. And now the Mothership Core is coming over for good measure. Time warps could be absolutely game-ending if he can catch that bio army in the right spot. And he's just going to go for it. The force fields locking the army away. He's stutter stepping backwards to kill off the majority of the SCVs as well. They're all dead. There's still a good number of Vikings. The Colossi are trying to stutter step and retreat. There's the time warp drop. He does need to pick off these Vikings. The last Colossus will topple. And now the stemmed forces can do a little bit better versus this Protoss ball, but I don't know if it's going to be quite enough. He's going to land the Vikings. Polt has enough to hold, but the classic question, at what cost? He lost a ton of workers. He's down to 27 SCVs. He does have 2 command centers, but without a 3rd orbital, it's going to be really difficult for mules to completely pull him back in. Thankfully, he does have mules. A little bit more gas than he probably wants, as he was mining mostly the gas after those attacks. So now we have a forge being added. And a Twilight Council. It's double forge on the way to try to recuperate those upgrades. Polt has +1 attack. He's got a lot of Vikings that are back at home, but does he have enough to kill this off? I really don't think so. There's a good number of Zealots here with the Stalkers, and if he tried to land his Vikings, the Immortals would absolutely wreck them. Polt needs a lot of bio. He's flying 2 medevacs over towards the main base. The Mothership Core was rebuilt, but there's not enough energy for a Photon Overcharge. We also have Charge as well on the Research tab. So now it's Polt's turn to try to make something happen. Picking off this probe is very important. Oh, okay. I don't think he should see these medevacs, which is nice, but when your 2-base all-in does not kill your Terran opponent, build a Dark Shrine and pray for the best. That is what Oz is looking to do. His proxy pylons are being destroyed as well. And Polt, he's still got a supply lead. His army supply is quite a palpable number. And I'm kind of, it's like the Vikings aren't really being used for much, but there's no Colossi being built. The most you could do is maybe snipe the Mothership Core. If you land Vikings at this stage of the game, they're not really going to be cost effective. You only ever land them if you're about to win and you need a little extra oomph. But the medevac drop in the main, well, it didn't really happen. So let's see here. What happens next? Stalker gets picked up on the right. He's got to be careful. He does have Photon Overcharge and a couple of force fields. So that's really all you need to defend as a Protoss. At least against the Terran in this situation. The 3 Immortals will actually wreck Marauders too. Pretty much just going to one-shot Marauders. He needs to be very careful, though, about how he takes this. There's actually very few Marines. Polt's just doing one of those things that Polt loves to do, which is just build tons of Marauders. Very, very Marauder-heavy based compositions, and this factory giving him some scouting information is important. He's bringing the Marauders up. He's trying to snipe a unit. He's looking to grab an Immortal, and he does, but the bio gets force fielded off. Is he just going to lift up? He will. 3 Marauders are evac'd in that medevac. And Polt still has a very nice army supply. He's looking really good. We still haven't had any extra level of tech be added on for the Protoss except for the Dark Shrine. And this is his ace in the hole. 4 Dark Templar warped in. Does Polt realize what's happening? He's starting a 3rd command center. There's no missile turrets at the front at all for Polt. He has the armory researching the additional attack upgrades. Does he have a scan? Yes, he has 1 scan. This needs to kill absolutely everything. Oh, he has a okay. Had 1 in this mineral line. He doesn't have any missile turrets at the front, which I guess is actually really nice for him. Polt's just going to engage. He dives the natural expansion, picking off the Nexus, and he's just going after the rest of this army. Polt might be able to break his opponent here. He needs to be careful. The Dark Templar that was warped in defensively. Oz has quite a few kills on it, 4 of them. DT makes it into the main base despite that missile turret, and one of them trying to hit the army without getting in the reach of that missile turret has no luck whatsoever. Polt, I mean, both players are actually really weird situations that we don't commonly see. What's going on with these probes? Is he pulling all of his Oz has done some really weird stuff in today's games, but now he's really topped the cake. He's going to pull his probes for this attack. The final all-in with probes. You never see Protoss players do this, probably because it's one of the worst things it's probably one of the least effective things in the game, but he runs in, dives the Immortal, will grab that, and Polt is just going to town. The probes come in here to tank, but probes, they barely tank at all. They're probably one of the least tanky tanks in all of I don't know, anything involving tanks. But the Immortal's attacking a missile turret, not the most effective use of that, and it looks like Oz is going to run out of gas. The probes run into the Marauders with very little